Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Storyteller Beast. This is an insane $300,000+ sprinter build. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Warner Vans of Utah for giving me some time with this van. This particular one is a limited edition, and it is currently available for sale. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Matt. Like I said, link to their website in the description down below. Link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into it. Powering this is Mercedes' new high output diesel. It's a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder diesel that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. It puts out 211 horsepower and then 332 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting up top, you can see we've got a bunch of lights. Notice they all have covers on them, which I think is really cool because while you're driving, not using them, right, you can have them covered to protect them from, well, getting dirty from bugs and stuff, and then also potentially rock chips. And then notice on the hood, we've got this giant kind of like decal here. This is to prevent glare for the driver, so that's always a nice feature to have. And then you got more lights down below, and then this has this like bumper upgrade here. You can tell hardcore that can take an impact off-road, so super practical thing to have with the brush guard and all of that. But yeah, I don't know if it's the bright red or the bumper, but man, does this thing look like something that like a kid would draw up for an overland van, and I love that fact about it. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 275/70/17 in the front and over in the rear. So what, those are like 32.5s? Yeah, because this is the same size. This is the same tire and wheel setup as what I have on my Land Cruiser. That is crazy on a van. I love the little beast emblem there at the center of the wheel. And then look at that suspension. So I'll just have to see how this drives, but that is a pretty cool setup. It looks like it's lifted a little bit. And then you can see with the fender flare here, and then Storyteller Overland. And then you have these side steps that also kind of double as rock rails, which is always a nice feature. And then of course you got your Beast logo there on the back, which is pretty cool. And then you can see with the Mode logo. And then looks like we got Fox shocks in the rear. So here's the full side profile on the van from the one side. And then here's your side profile on the other side that has the ladder and all of that. Again, it has such a cool look with the lift and all. And speaking of ladder, well, we are going to go on our way up. It's got a little grip tape on it, so that makes staying on it a little bit easier. So we've got tons of storage up top here. That's the little kind of like air vent, and then you can see the whole AC unit and everything. And then we have a solar panel right there on the side. I wonder if you could get more solar if you wanted, if you didn't want to use this as much for storage, like you do the whole thing solar panel. I don't know if that's an option, but I'm just kind of looking at this space and wondering. But anyways, explore more. Now we are out back, and that is because we've got some stuff to show. So we got this handle here. You just pull it off, twist it, and we've got this whole storage area here. It like has a little gas strut to help out with opening it up. It's a super light door. It is lockable, if you're wondering. So you don't have to worry about people stealing your stuff. I like that little emblem. And then we have a spare tire here on the back as well. So full-size spare wheel, all of that. And then you can see down below here as well. Now, if you're wondering, despite all this, the door does still open up normally in the rear. So none of this stuff gets in the way. That is a little bit heavier with the spare tire, so gotta have a little bit of muscle for that. Got little storage nets here on the back as well. And then you guys can see we still have windows here. Part of the visibility is blocked with that, but it's not bad. So Storyteller makes it pretty straightforward for the systems. So you can see the whole water control system here, and this is the outdoor shower. And you got the drain and all of that. So again, pretty straightforward. And then the electronics are all on the other side here with this. And you can see what they've done with the flooring. So it's got kind of like a grippy texture to it. And this is cool. Look at all the storage down here. And you can see there's even more. We'll pop inside in just a second. But that is quite impressive with all the storage. And then this has the bed, so you can see that it's already in the posts. So you do have to put it in the posts here. And getting up, by the way, very easy with that. But you got these nice cushions. If you're like me, then you could actually remove the cushions, just Velcroed on, and you can just sleep on the hard pad. That's kind of what I would do personally. And I like how there's windows for the bed area, and there's even an outlet as well. And then we've got storage throughout. This is nice. You can see the unit up above that we saw outside, by the way, with the vents and everything here. And if you haven't seen a Storyteller review before, this is actually really cool. So this magnet is what holds up the bed. So you just pull the red strap, and then I can, it's kind of hard to do with one hand here while filming. I can pull down the bed, and then you've got the whole thing across here. I just think that's a really cool feature to have, and it makes, you know, storing the bed and everything, or at least this side, easy. This side you have to pull the posts up, which is a little bit of work, but it's not bad. And here's what that bed platform looks like when it's folded down from a distance. And this is pretty cool. Got a bunch of reading lights throughout. And I kind of went through some of the cabinets, but you just have tons of storage here in the... I didn't pull that up properly. But you got tons of storage throughout. It's kind of like in an airplane, in a way, with how they have these. Now the next thing is this area right here. I mean, you could technically use it as a seat if you wanted, I suppose. Not while driving, of course. But this is the whole shower setup, so it's just like the drainage for it. And then you can see another big window here. And then these are just more cupboards inside. And then we've got these really nice looking seats here. So you can have a couple of passengers besides what you have in the front. Another outlet there. And then this is for the power. So just hold that down to turn everything on or off with the power. So that just turned everything off, for example. And with the system turned on, this is where you can control everything. And you can see exactly what's happening. Oh, it's even got, that's cool. Yeah, with all the lights. But yeah, pretty straightforward to use. And this is just a mirror. Now the next thing is the fridge. So it's here. And it's got pretty good storage. You've got a little freezer there as well with it. And then this is just for the sink setup right there that you can pull up. And then you can see for the sink pump and all of that on the side. And then this is just more storage here. Just kind of like regular cabinets. And then of course we do have a microwave in here. So that's another nice feature to have. And there's even more outlets as well. And then this is just a bug guard. So if you wanted the door open for some reason, but you don't want the bugs to get in. And then like I said, you got the fan and the ventilation up top. So before we go into the front section, I just want to kind of quickly show the rest of the van here. And the exterior. Again, such a cool look. And this leads us to the front. So again, you get that side step rock rail. And then Sprinter actually has some nice materials there. That's pretty cool. Got memory seats, you got your seat adjustments, heated seats as well. Power folding mirrors with blind spot monitoring. Now they just stick with the stock seats. It does say Storyteller, but it's a nice setup. Getting in's pretty easy with these steps. By the way, you just kind of step up, and then you just push button start. Now this is just a loaded up Sprinter, so you've got stuff like adaptive cruise control. You can see with the gauge cluster there, and then we've got the 360 camera system. Oh, close that so it doesn't. But yeah, you can see all around with that system, which is great. And then the infotainment system's Mercedes newer unit, so it's got plastic over it right now, but quick to respond, easy to use. And then this is your cool plaque, because again, this is a limited edition version. See some storage here. Oh, this is one of the tables. It's not installed right now. And then aside from that, I think it's interesting with the red here on the bottom, kind of matches the exterior. We've got a bunch of storage up top. And then we have our control section. It's cool what they've done. It's like an airplane themed, which, I don't know. I think that it's satisfying to do the switches and everything. So here's our window sticker for this. You guys can see all of the equipment on very nicely laid out. But you can see the MSRP there, $325, $620, and then there is your see-through sales price, $232, $586. And let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both the mirrors, do a blind spot ring, do the rest of the rear. It's actually not too bad with the windows and everything. They do make a camera rear view mirror for the Sprinters now, but yeah, it's still fine with the visibility. I notice in cargo vans, you really use the mirrors more than anything else. You don't really use the rear view mirror too much. Cause I just drove one with the camera rear view mirror, and yeah, I did not use it all that much. So this is like the crazy all-out van, MSRP of over $300,000, and yeah, we'll see how it drives. Apparently the Fox shocks and stuff are supposed to make a substantial difference. Yeah, great torque with this. You know, I do think the shocks make a difference compared to stock. Definitely has a better ride. So that benefit is apparent. I will say these stock seats, they're comfortable too. I'm just kind of thinking, I just drove the competition right before this, the outside van, and I'm just trying to kind of like mentally compare them. And the thing that I noticed is there are some key differences, but there's also so many similarities. I think the vans are more similar than they are different. Yes, the powertrain's really smooth. So I think they've done a great job with that. It's super easy to drive. It just drives well in general too. Sorry, I had to lean forward quite a bit. Window stickers in the way of visibility a bit. Yeah, this diesel's got more than enough power. I think this one might ride a little bit smoother than the outside van, because this road kind of undulates quite a bit, and both the vans have a little bit of up and down motion, but this one seems to have less. It's very similar though with the ride. Yeah, interesting. So I guess we'll sum things up here with the Storyteller Beast. This is a beast, that is for sure. I'm sure that some people are going to want me to pick one over the other with those, since I just drove the vans back to back. You know, I think it's kind of like a Wrangler / Bronco type situation, or like a, you know, Honda Accord versus Toyota Camry type situation, where both of the vehicles are really good in their own respective ways, and I think that you're gonna like one over the other depending on your taste preference in certain items. So like this, for example, has a bunch of windows. Some people might like that, whereas other people might want more privacy and not have all the windows. Another good comparison with the vans is the setup up top. This has a bunch of storage up top, whereas that outside van, you know, it looked like it had more solar, like the solar panel looked bigger. So it's just, they're different. They really are just different. So let me know what you think about the Storyteller Beast, but like this is the go anywhere van that super nice inside. Like in my opinion, this is the equivalent of basically having a 5-star hotel on wheels. Because I don't know, maybe I just, because like I'm not really a person that cares about luxury stuff at all, but this just seems like, when I think of camping, I think you know, you're sleeping on the dirt, and you know, if you're lucky, you got a tent. And this is like, you basically have a mobile house that can also off-road. I mean, it's a pretty intense rig. I mean, this would be able to get you places that, you know, an RV, for example, would not dare to tread. But let me know what you guys think about the Beast.